get stuck eating the same 5 meals on rotation? Or find yourself ordering the usual just because it's safe? What if AI could help you discover flavor pairings you'd never think of? Not with data, but with delight. Here's the secret: AI is incredible at pattern matching, but it's even better at surprising you when you let it play. In today's episode, I'll go over how to train your AI to be your flavor pairing muse. Hi, I'm Frankie, and welcome back to Promptwell's AI Joy Lab. We run small experiments in joy, powered by AI. In the Joy Lab, we believe the best way to learn is to play. Most people use AI for productivity. Today, we'll use it for possibility. Today's experiment asks, can AI act as your personal flavor muse, helping you find odd but delightful pairings for food, tea, or cocktails? We'll start simple. 3 versions of the same prompt, same request, totally different energy. For today's demo, I'll be using a fresh chat with no memory, so it's exactly what you'd see if you open ChatGPT for the first time. To keep it readable, I've asked for short answers, 2 paragraphs max, so we can focus on tone. So for our first request, we're going to ask our AI, suggest a new food for me to try. Limit answer to 2 paragraphs. It recommends try laksa, a rich, spicy noodle soup popular in Malaysia and Singapore that blends Chinese and Malay culinary traditions. It's made with rice noodles or vermicelli in a coconut milk-based curry broth, flavored with lemongrass, chili, and shrimp paste. So this is a really exciting and delicious sounding food to try, but it didn't really ask what we like. It just said, hey, here's this food. Let's see if AI can create something with us that is for us. Let's try that in a different way. So this prompt is, suggest an inventive new food for me to try. My favorite ingredient is beer, and the vibe I want is celebratory. Okay, so now we've told AI what we really like. Oh, this is a very interesting suggestion. Try making beer candied bacon truffles, a playful mashup of pub and patisserie. Start by slow cooking thick cut bacon in a reduction of stout beer, brown sugar, and a hint of chili until it forms glossy, caramelized shards. Fold those into a dark chocolate ganache infused with a splash of the same beer. Chill until firm. Then roll in crushed pretzels or malt powder. Ooh, I'm actually probably going to save this. Sorry to interrupt. The result is smoky, sweet, slightly bitter, and deeply indulgent. A flavor profile that hits like toast in edible form. Now, this is something new. Not only is this not just something that you would just pop to your local restaurant to order, this is something that you can really customize for yourself. You can pick out your own favorite cut of bacon, your favorite type of beer, even your favorite type of pretzels. My goodness, there's a lot happening here. So it definitely nailed that celebratory vibe. But I think we can push it just a little bit further. Our last request of AI for the day is, you're a retired food scientist who can't resist breaking the rules in the kitchen. Tonight, your muse is beer. Create a meal that blends science with instinct, something clever but comforting, the kind of experiment that ends with laughter, not notes. So let's see what type of rule-breaking foods we can imagine up here. Start with beer braised short ribs, but forget the standard dark stout routine. Reach for a hoppy IPA. Huh, okay. Its bitterness tamed over a slow simmer with onions, carrots, and a hint of brown sugar turns into a tangy backbone that makes the ribs taste like they remember summer. To balance the hop edge, stir a spoon of miso into the glaze just before it finishes reducing. The result is a dish that hums, earthy, malty, slightly wild, like the kitchen itself is leaning in to watch what you'll do next. On the side, rebel against mashed potatoes and bake a barley risotto cooked in pale ale. The grains stay pleasantly chewy, each one coated in a creamy emulsion of butter, parmesan, and beer foam, whisked in at the end for a subtle fizz. Serve everything with a salad of arugula and charred citrus, the kind that makes you laugh at how well bitter and sweet can dance together when you stop following rules. With that last result, AI definitely delivered on delivering a food adventure. I would never have thought of using Hoppy IPA. I'm actually not an IPA person, but I might want to give this one a try. That first prompt gave you what's statistically likely, a nameable dish that probably once went viral. It's not wrong. That's what happens when AI answers from probability instead of personality. But the moment you add a mood or a role, the response changes completely. AI stops echoing what already exists and starts riffing on possibility. It begins to sound less like autocomplete and more like imagination testing its wings. That's when it stops being a tool and starts becoming a creative collaborator. That's when it stops being a tool and starts becoming a creative collaborator. Want to train your own flavor muse at home? Here's the recipe. Start with one ingredient you love. It can be honey, lime, espresso, whatever. 2. Add a feeling. Tell AI the emotional flavor you're chasing. Are you celebrating? Restless? Melancholy in a good way. 3. Give it a role. Tell it who it is before it answers. A retired food scientist, a homesick chef, a mischievous bartender on Mars. If it hands you something wild, it's perfect. Ask it how to pull it off or what to sub in when you're missing half of the ingredients. That's when AI stops pretending to be a cookbook and starts acting like a creative partner. Here's the quiet part out loud. AI can't taste, but it can imagine. When you feed it tone, texture, and mood, it mirrors your imagination back to you. And imagination is the first step of flavor. Thanks for hanging out in the Joy Lab today. Check back next week for new experiment joy. Don't forget to steal my prompts in the description and share what you get in the comments. I love seeing how your experiments unfold. See you next time. Same lab, new experiment. Bye.